Hey, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now I'm going to give you updates on what's going to happen with this upcoming potential nor'easter, as well as these temperatures as this does transition through the middle of this month. If you've never been here before, hello, my name is Mark. I do upload all year long. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know when my notifications do go out. Now, the next 6 to 10 days, you are going to be below average in this blue and well above average temperatures in this red. But as you go from 8 to 14 days, this is going to retract back. Now, we still have this cold air coming from the southwest that's still trapped and it's still going to be in the south all the way to around the 14th as it meets up a little bit with this cold air coming from the north. And this will be your last spill. It will transition over and you still will be above average on the west side of the country. But once we go into the middle of the month, around the 20th and on, you're going to be well above averages for the month on the east side of the U.S. And this cold air is going to start coming to the west side of the U.S. And quick update on the power problems. They are still dealing with a lot of power outage, guys. Tennessee is still at 78,000 homes without power. Ohio is at 17,000. New York is at 25,000. West Virginia, 7,600. And Puerto Rico is having issues this morning over 5,000. And as you look with the euro and look at the 500 millibar height, you can see how we still have this low pressure. We still have this cold air in the south, and it's still getting blocked by the high pressure as we get the Clipper coming through Canada and upper Midwest. And the cold air will stick around and still meet up by the 9th with some more cold air while we get a little system off to the northeast. No worries, I'm still showing that system isn't going to be anything, guys. I will show you as this cold air continues to come down for the 8th and 9th and bottles up. And you see how with the euro, the worst of it comes down around the 11th through the 14th. And lately it's been showing that it will dig in through the south and the southeast. But it is retracting back with every update on these model runs. I will show you with the data, how the data is showing that this is not going to be as deep as it's showing now. And a potential nor'easter on the 14th, still showing a strong system with the euro, but it's starting to get further and further away. And you can see the update with the euro, the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, lets you know when you have a high ridge or a deep trough coming to the central or the east side of our country. It does confirm that around the 6th and 7th, we're still getting that Clipper coming through, retracted way back. It will be upper Midwest, upper Ohio Valley. But you can see as it goes into the 9th through the 11th and 12th, that it did show a deep trough still coming into our country, which will be a system with some cold air as it goes up on a high ridge after that. But you also can see that euro did retract back from it being so deep of a trough. It retracted, and retracted again. So just like the GFS has been showing, this is not going to be that far south. Euro's data is starting to pick up on that. And when we look at the AO, the Arctic Oscillation lets you know how much cold air is coming with it. You can see a little bit of cold air that is coming with that Clipper. It is going to drop a few inches, guys. But as we go from the 10th to 11th all the way to the 12th and 13th, that next cold air is coming with that next trough. It's not too deep in our country. You see how I did show it going deeper into our country, but it has retracted back and it goes up on a high ridge. So the data is showing that the models will catch up to the data, and it is not showing it as far as the southeast. Don't just watch people with the models, guys. Let them show you the data. If they can't show you the data, don't watch them at all. And when you look at the update with the GFS, you can see the cold air staying in the south, and it does get that block. The block don't last that long. And we get a trough of that system that's going to be in the northeast. I'm still showing it's not that big of a deal. You see as it does weaken down as it goes to it. It's mostly going to be a rain event, maybe a little bit of snow on a wraparound. But the cold air stays in all the way until the 14th. And according to the GFS, before this warm up that we go into, this cold air comes down, but it don't go as far as the euro is seeing. This freezing temperatures is not going into Florida like the euro is seeing. Even the euro data is showing that it's going to be retracting back. And you will see that in the updates. Euro don't update as often as GFS. GFS updates 4 times a day. And as that trough goes down 13th and the 14th, it weakens down greatly towards the northeast. And even less impacts happening with the update. It strengthens for a minute, then it weakens right back down for the northeast right around the 13th and 14th. And then as we go into this warm up from the 20th on, We do still have that one system that's going to form around the 16th, like I showed you on Friday, coming from the southwest. So I'm still showing you that system is still coming on the southwest on the 16th, while you still got this high pressure, and it will conquer all, y'all. The cold temperatures will be coming to the west side of the country while we get in our warm-up. And you can still see with the GFS, with the AO, the cold air coming down, that we do get a little bit of cold air around the 7th, coming with that clipper. And then we have more cold air coming in around the 10th and 11th. That's the cold temperatures. But you see how it's going slightly up and away. That's because it's going to be pulling away. It's going to be cold for Texas, but then it's going to start pulling away to the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. And the big difference with the NAO, according to the Euro and GFS, which lets you know your high ridge or your deep trough, you can see the trough coming in on the 7th, according to your GFS and Euro, and there's a little bit of cold air with it. But the one coming around the 10th and 11th, GFS is still showing that that is coming and is not going any deeper. It's been pretty consistent with that area and how deep into our country it will go. As it goes up on a very high ridge after that, and around the 16th, there's going to be a little bit of a troughing going on, but it's not going to be far into our country. GFS is still showing that that will be later on, around the 20s, when we do this temperature change. And when you look at Pacific North American pattern, the one that lets you know if you're on a high ridge or a deep trough on the west side of the country, you can see that you're still going to be in that high ridge. But as we go into the 14th and the 15th, that cold air is still coming to the southwest, the low pressure system, and it is going to still come all the way down into the 20th. This is the one that's going to start our severe weather from the 16th through the 20th from the Central Plains east of our country. And you can see your temperatures here. This is us early this morning, and you can see how everybody's got the freezing temperatures still going on, and it will warm up today. Not really great, but it will be a warm up. For tomorrow, this will lighten up some. You'll warm up a little bit more while you still have freezing temperatures, and it will warm up even more for tomorrow. And you can see in 5 days how the freezing temperatures are still hitting a little bit of the upper deep south while you're in this warm up on the west side of the country, because you are going to be above average temperatures, and that will change. Now, as this cold air continues to come down for the 14th, the coldest in the south and southeast is right around the 14th for your coldest temperatures. And that's as cold as it's going to get. Euro is showing that you're going to be well freezing all the way down Florida, but the data is against what the models are showing. But once we get past the 16th, it's going to start warming all the way up, even to the 18th and 19th. And this is going to bring strong dew points, warm temperatures on the central to east side of the country, still bringing our severe weather, while this cold air makes its change over towards the west coast. But we are going to be in a warm up until then. But you can see right here, according to the latest run on the Euro, that on the 14th, that it brings freezing temperatures even down to northern Florida. And with the wind chills, it brings it feels like temperatures down to the 20s for the whole south and southeast, even the teen temperatures. But remember, the models will catch up with the data. The data is showing all that is retracting back. It will be the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. There'll be some freezing temperatures, but it will pass by quickly, and it's not going to be this. And the update with the GFS shows that it will barely get into freezing temperatures for the upper half of the deep south. In Florida, you're still going to be in your 40s and 50s and 60s as you go towards southern Florida. Still no change. Even with the wind chills, you might feel like you're going to be in the 30s in the south, and you won't even feel like that in Florida. So even with the wind chills, you won't have those cold temperatures that Euro is talking about. But you can see how the cold air just parks over the northeast, and it brings freezing temperatures, very cold temperatures to the northeast. And that is going to be the pattern until the cold air makes its move towards the teens, towards the 20th, and move itself to the west side of the U.S. And you can see that here on the latest of the MGO. As we go through the beginning of February, this cold air makes a little swirl around the northeast, 8 being your east coast. So it swings around the northeast and comes up towards its teens. So that is a cold temperature that you will be feeling. But as you look for the seasonal, you can see it actually is a little bit closer towards the northeast. That's why you got all these cold temperatures. Then as it goes through the teens, it comes back around the 16th and 17th, brings more cold air into our country. Then it leaps towards the upper Midwest and the west side of our country as we go towards the 20th. That is still the same. And Euro is still showing two different ones. You have this one right here with the cold air, and we have the next one that shows the cold air is not even going to be that close to our northern half of our country. So I will update you on this. It's still showing the same pattern, guys. And you can see with the GFS, this pattern we're going into after that cold air leaves on the 15th, it's going to start pulling up these warm dew points all the way up to the center of the U.S. We're going to have very cold temperatures on the west side of it. And the 16th and 17th, I'm still showing is going to be a pretty major storm forming sometime around the central plains. Now, since it's still a little bit away, I expect this to travel a little bit further to the east. But it brings all these strong dew points all the way up towards the center of the U.S. 60s get real strong for the 17th and 18th and 19th towards the mid-Atlantic as it goes off. Very much severe weather, warm temperatures coming. So as we do a model comparison, you can see with the Euro that the system forms up right by the South Carolina and North Carolina. And there's not any of that freezing rain precipitation with GFS or the Euro. It's been showing that trend for a while that is not going to be there, guys. As it goes up towards the northeast on the 8th, and it brings a lot of rainfall for everybody. And you can see that with GFS as well. It's bringing rainfall, if anything, maybe a little bit of snow on a wraparound, not much. And as you keep on going, you can see we get that clipper coming through and is bringing a lot of warm temperatures as well. You got rain and snow just coming with it as it flies through the northeast. And you can see that also with the GFS, that as the clipper comes through, it's fighting some temperatures. You even got rainfall in Canada as this comes through the Ohio Valley for the 12th and out through the northeast, bringing rainfall and some snow for y'all guys. But you can also see as you get to the 14th that a potential nor'easter forms late according to the GFS and is not bringing any effects to anybody. Maybe a little bit of snow and a wraparound, not much, mostly going to be rain. Now the Euro is showing that it's a little bit later and it's the 14th and to the 15th, not the 13th and 14th. And it's still showing that there's a chance for a little bit of snowfall for the Carolinas up towards the northeast on the coast. Still showing weak as it pulls away. Then after that potential nor'easter, still showing a weakening, guys. We will go through the 17th and 18th into this big warm up where we have this low pressure system that came from the southwest carrying it over, and it will bring a lot of not only severe weather because you got the high dew points, but look all the rainfall that's coming with it as well. This will be a system that we need to keep our eye on. Now this is still a little too far away. I expect this to move over some more, but I'm still showing that this storm on the 16th through the 20th is going to be our biggest threat. Now you can see here with the Euro for the first 6 days that we do get some light precipitation in the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, and intercoastal Northeast. And a lot of this will be some light snowfall, guys. While you're getting some precipitation across the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, very small amounts, and you get some across the coast of the Northeast. As that next system comes through, that potential nor'easter puts all the precipitation into the Atlantic and not on the coast. And just to show you the updates, the last run of the Euro, the 12Z, brought major snowfall impacts to the Northeast. And it was showing crazy amounts again, over a foot to over 2 feet for the New England states. And now the latest run from the Euro still shows the snowfall is coming through the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley. But that second system is way less, and it's mostly going offshore. And it's retracted all the way back to maybe 1 to 5 inches and maybe a little bit more along the coast. That's it. And the GFS saw this as well on a previous run. Some snowfall in the south, but major snowfall for the northeast. And these model runs is not accurate with the data. The data shows it just will not be there and it's going to be retracted back. And you can see from the 0Z last night that it retracted all the way back. We still have our snowfall from the Clipper, but not any more of that southern or that northeast snowfall. And the latest update this morning shows the major snowfall from the Clipper. This is actually 2 clippers worth. You'll get 1 clipper, then you'll get another clipper, and that's about it. The next one is not coming to the coast. This is going to be a bunch of clippers. The major storm is going to be the one on the 16th through the 20th that forms up in the central U.S. and heads east. But let's just stick with just the first 2 clippers first. As this first clipper comes through, and we get our second clipper coming through by the 12th. And then we have that third one coming through. So let's go all the way up to the second clipper because those are pretty much definite that they're going to be happening. 1 to 5 inches widespread for people. You got some lake effect snow on the intercoastal of the northeast. And it looks like the upper half of the Ohio Valley is going to be their turn to get 1 to 5 inches, 1 to 4 inches of snowfall. And this will also bring some snowfall to the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, as well as it goes across the Ohio Valley, but nothing for the south. And so far, it's all intercoastal for the Northeast. There won't be much for the coast as well. You might see an inch or two, not much. And you can see the precipitation amounts after we deal with these clippers, the storm that comes up on the East Coast and goes out, that we started getting some heavy rainfall coming into our country right around the 16th and the 17th, all the way to the 19th and the 20th. And this is going to be severe weather. This is not going to be snowfall. This is going to be heavy rainfall and some possible tornadoes. And so far, it's around the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, bringing anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. But from the Central Plains over is where all this precipitation is going to be as we go towards the middle of the month, towards the end of this month. And it's going to be a repeat pattern. We're about to get into our severe weather, guys. And it's still too far away, but you can see right here on the 16th and 17th, we get all that warm temperatures. We get all that moisture pulled up into the central U.S., and we will get a big storm out of it. Now, all this ice and freezing rain you see, we all know that needs to be narrowed down. But this storm is bringing the warm temperatures. There's going to be some cold air that's going to be moving to the west side of our country after that. Upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast, y'all will feel it. But the South and Southeast, y'all about to go through a phase where it's about to be severe weather. But once we go into the 14th and 15th, we're still getting that system on the southwest, still trending that. It is not going away. And once it comes up to the central U.S., it will be bringing severe weather with it. So just be aware, once we go from the 16th through the 20th, we are in a little change for severe weather. And it looks like a repeat pattern. But that is the update. I hope that you enjoyed the update. I hope it makes everything still a little bit clearer. It didn't change much from Friday, guys. Please share this information. Let people know what the next pattern is. And it's still trending the same way. If you notice, all that snowfall and everything has retracted back because the models are catching up with the data. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this update. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I hope each one of you have a very blessed and a very happy Sunday out there today. Zechariah 13. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. And it shall come to pass, that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, Thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesieth. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied. Neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. But he shall say, I am no prophet, I am an husbandman. For a man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in thy hands? Then he shall answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, It is my people, and they shall say, The Lord is my God. Amen. Have a very blessed day today, guys. Thank you again for visiting my channel today. I'm glad a lot of y'all got your power back. I can't wait for the rest of y'all to get your power back. I will keep you updated on this weather pattern, and I will keep updating these weather patterns as they come and become new to us. all power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. And he loves us. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very great Sunday out there. I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early.